I'm really glad I wasn't part of the planning for this event, even though I'm excited to be part of the Mia's Morsels team. Ginny Willis can be a bit of a stickler for tradition. I see she made you do an ancestors table. I thought that went out of style 50 years ago. I thought she was making it up when she told me it was mandatory. Of course, that was after I'd finalized the bid and we'd signed the contract. Believe me, I'll be jacking up the prices of any coven event I do in the future. This one isn't turning out to be very profitable. Mia nodded to the woman Christina had pointed out. Do you know who our Sally Sunshine is over at that table? Karen Elliott? Abigail stifled a laugh. I've never heard anyone call Karen happy. Well, she looks happy today. Did she know Teresa? Mia was taking an instant dislike to the woman who was now watching the other mourners with interest. Not that I know of. Teresa was kind of a hermit. She didn't attend coven events or have any family to speak of. That's the reason Jenny had to step in and do the wake. Most of the time, the family takes care of this send-off. I'm sure Jenny was doing everything by the book just in case she's questioned about it. She's had some issues as the social chair. Abigail waved at a man over by the fireplace. I'm being summoned. I'll see you next week, right? I'm looking forward to finalizing your contract with Mia's Morsels, for a lot of reasons, not just your heavenly cakes. Mia watched as Abigail moved across the room, greeting people as she passed the tables. Abigail knows a lot of people in Magic Springs, at least around the coven. That should bring in more business when she joins the team. Hey, who's that? Christina pointed out a man standing by the door to the room. He looks like he's ready to sprint as soon as anyone notices him. Or he's waiting so he's not the first one to leave. Mia shook her head. I have no clue who he is. Of course, there's a lot of people here I don't know. Bethany Miller, your bestie, is over by the bar, getting another glass of wine. Bethany and I aren't quite friends anymore. Not since she pulled that last stunt with Levi. I don't know if she was jealous of me having a boyfriend or of me being with Levi. But either way, I don't need that kind of negativity in my life. I can get that at home. Not our place, I mean my mom's house. Christina looked up at Mia. Are you ready for tomorrow? Moving your stuff or talking to your mom? Mia knew Mother Adams wasn't the friendliest person, even to her only daughter. Talking to Mom, and maybe an appearance from Isaac. I heard from him last night. He wanted to verify what time we'd be at the house to get my things. He'd think I was moving out of a hotel or an apartment the way they're treating me. Not my childhood home. Christina blinked, and Mia realized she was on the verge of crying. They'll figure out how to deal with you having a brain sooner or later. Mia gave her a hug. Let's go check out what we need to do to clean up in the kitchen. I'm tired of watching these people eat and ignore the fact this woman died. I don't think anyone is here to mourn. It feels like a mandatory meeting. Christina nodded and headed toward the staff-only door. But Mia felt a hand on her arm and she turned to see Mahogany Medford standing next to her. Christina, I'll be there in a moment. Sorry to bother you. I know you're working. But I just wanted to talk to you about Teresa's death. Mahogany took in the room as she spoke. It's just like Mom. I know it must remind you of your mother's wake. It hasn't been very long since you had to do this yourself. Mia felt bad for the woman. She'd come home to bury her mom, but there were some questions on how Mrs. Medford had died. Did the coven help with the wake for your mother? Mahogany shook her head. Mrs. Willis, she said since I came back, I was responsible for the funeral planning and the costs. Mom had some savings, so it wasn't a hardship, but Mrs. Willis seemed really put out that I even existed. The first time I called her, she hung up on me. That's weird. Mia watched as Ginny Willis stood and went over to get another glass of wine. At least the woman hadn't talked Mia into including an open bar in the contract. Besides the 2 cases.